Good morning. It has been a day already. It's so early. I've done so much stuff already. But anyway, let's get to the point of this video. So since Charlotte Tilbury has just released her 12 pan palette, the Pillow Talk Insta palette, I thought it'd be appropriate for me to do just a basic swatch first impressions of her Pillow Talk collection using her original quad. I have never used any of Charlotte Tilbury's makeup products. I have used some of her, I used that like sheet mask that she had. Wasn't fond of that. I didn't feel like it did anything for me. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do the look. I'm gonna unbox all this stuff, show you. Maybe I'll do it in a different order. We'll see how the video goes. We'll see how this goes. So I am gonna go ahead and pick up my hair. I have already primed my face and put on my Bare Minerals original foundation in the color Light. And I have set that with my Bare Minerals Mineral Veil, and this is just a translucent powder. This is their original color. I prime my eyelids with the Chanel primer, which you guys know I don't really like, but you know, we're getting there. We're getting there. And let's get started. So the first product I'm going to show you is going to be the blush. So everything comes in these boxes. They all look exactly the same. Okay, the only product in here that's not part of the Pillow Talk collection is her Face and Sculpt highlighting palette, but I'm gonna use that just because it's a Charlotte Tilbury product and I kind of want to use as many products for this look from Charlotte Tilbury as possible to keep with the theme of this video. All right, so this is a beautiful blush. And I will insert the swatches in here.
Okay, so here is the Pillow Talk blush. This is just the blush on the outer ring of the palette. Then we have the highlight, sort of pop shade in the center, which is like a pinky highlight shade. And then this is both of those colors mixed together.
The blush is a very beautiful muted pink. You have the outer ring is just a blush. It's not matte, it's like a satin finish. And then in the center, you have the highlight. Now you can use these separate or together when you swirl it in the pan. I'm not a huge fan of like illuminating blushes because I have oily skin and it just doesn't really work out for me. Like I feel like it doesn't, I prefer a matte finish. Next, we have the Pillow Talk Eyeshadow Quad. And this is in a beautiful burgundy and rose gold packaging. When you open it up, you have the 4 colors. And I will also be inserting the swatches.
Okay, so these are the swatches of the palette. The first shade right here is that prime shade. It's that satin glittery shade. Then we have the second shade in the quad, which is the enhanced color. This is a matte color. The third color here is the smoke shade, and this is a beautiful like pinky brown. And then the final color here is that sparkly shade, which is the pop color.
And on the mirror, you have like a little star. And you get that with like every product that has a mirror. You get it on the blush. It's like a little like her signature. Oh, actually the blush doesn't have it. But I know the eyeshadow and the bronze and highlight palette has it. So this palette, which brings her bronzer and highlight, this is what it comes in, and it's kind of like an envelope with like little notes on the inside, and it says, discover the secrets of film star bronze and glow at charlottetilbury.com. And then on the flaps, it tells you where the highlight and where the bronzing shade is. And then this is the packaging. And this is the beautiful palette. This is a cool toned bronzer, which I'm all about. And then this is the highlight. And I will be inserting swatches of this as well.
This is the bronzer from the palette, Film Star and Glow palette. And this is the highlight. The bronzer is very subtle. It is a matte shade, but it is buildable. And that's what it looks like swatched on my skin.
Then the next product here is gonna be her Matte Revolution lipstick in Pillow Talk, and this comes in a rose gold packaging. And this is what the lipstick looks like. And on the bullet, it just has Charlotte Tilbury on it. I don't know if you guys, the camera's picking that up. There is no star on this. And then on the top of the lipstick, you have the classic CT. And then the final product we have is the lip liner. And this is her Lip Cheat lip liner in Pillow Talk. And this is just a really pretty brushed rose gold lip liner. And then
alright, so here is the Pillow Talk lip liner, and here is the Pillow Talk lipstick swatched on my arm.
Let's get started. So the first thing I'm gonna do is my face, and I'm gonna go in with her bronzer, and I'm gonna use my ColourPop F13 brush, and I'm going to, I've never used any of these products, so we'll see how this goes. And I'm just going to apply that where I would my bronzer. So far, that's a really pretty color. You guys know I like very subtle bronzers. I really don't like that like heaviness that like fades into that ombre in the middle of the cheek. It's not my cup of tea. But so far, I really like the tone of this bronzer, and I'm really lightly dipping my brush in here just to sculpt my face. All right, then I'm gonna go in with the blush, and I'm gonna use my Real Techniques blush brush. And where's that blush? Now, the way that I'm gonna do this is I'm going to swirl the colors together. Technically, that's how you're supposed to use it from what I've been able to read. That's a lot. Let me dust off a little bit, and then just put it on my cheeks. Okay, it's definitely illuminating. Wow, this hair really doesn't want to stay behind my ear. Okay, Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit more, and I'm trying to concentrate the brush on the outer ring. And I'm just gonna lightly pat that on my face. Okay, much better. Take off, you know, the excess there. And then let me just work that into my face. Really just work it in. Okay, so this is the blush. It is illuminating, and from past experience, I'm already gonna tell you that's not my favorite kind of texture, but we're gonna go with it. Then I'm gonna go in with I'm gonna go back into the Film Star Bronze and Glow palette, and I'm gonna use the highlighter in this palette. And I'm gonna use my Real Techniques setting brush. And I'm just gonna concentrate that. Ooh, that's pretty. Okay, so definitely a little bit goes a long way. So lightly tap your brush in there because you're gonna pick up a lot of product. And it is a really pretty like highlight. Not gonna lie, guys, that's really nice. Like, it's very subtle, but you see like a sheen, you know? I like that. And I'm sorry if the camera is not picking it up like super well, but like I see it here. It's very light. It's definitely not as loud as the highlighter I've been using from Chanel that, you know, is part of like my holiday kind of look that I've been doing. All right, so let's get into the eyeshadow quad. So the way that I'm gonna use this is the way that like she suggests how to use her quads, okay? Now, I just wanna show you something. This is the quad. For the sake of this video, I'm gonna do it how she would recommend it, just so that I can use all 4 colors. But in reality, if it was just me, the way that I would use this quad would be, this would be one look for me, base color, crease color. And then this would be another look for me, base color, crease color. And I would get 2 different looks out of this palette and have it last me twice as long. Oh, I haven't given you the prices of anything. So let me just really recap. So the blush is $40. The Bronze and Glow palette is, I don't think I wrote that one down. We'll come back to that. The lip liner is $22. The lipstick is $34. The palette, the eyeshadow palette, is $53. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm gonna pull it up on my phone really quick. The Film Star and what's it called? Film Star Bronze and Glow palette. Okay, I was totally wrong. I thought it was actually cheaper. It's $68. So I didn't buy all this stuff at once. If you already own this, the total collection, that a Pillow Talk collection that I have in front of me right now, with the exclusion of this, because this is not part of the Pillow Talk collection, would total $149. I actually bought this by itself during one of the Sephora sales, so I didn't pay full price for this product. The Pillow Talk collection I actually ordered off the Charlotte Tilbury website a while back, and I think I had used like a 10% coupon because it was like my first order or something like that, so I did get it a little bit discounted. Anyways, let's get started with this makeup look. So I'm gonna go ahead and, in case you were wondering, this is how I keep my brushes in like a giant jar. I'm gonna go ahead and grab a crease brush and a shadow brush. And then let's get started with this look. So I'm gonna use my Bare Minerals Buffing Eye brush, and I'm going to use, so on the back of the palette, it shows you like shades 1, 2, 3, and 4 and what they're used for. So 1 you use to prime the lid, and this would be number 1. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that shade all over my lid. And I'm gonna do that to both eyes. This is a satin sparkly shade, if you guys were wondering texture. Now I'm not taking this up to the brow bone because that is not how I've seen her apply it. So we're just gonna prime the lids with this color. All right, so once you have like an even layer of that color, you don't get a lot of kick up with this shadow, in case you guys were wondering. The next shade is number 2, and that would be Enhance. It would be this one right here. And I'm gonna get another Bare Minerals brush that I have. It's called Lid, Line, and Crease because it's dual ended, and I'm gonna use the crease version of this brush, and I'm gonna go into this shade right here and apply it into my crease. And this is to enhance. I'm using a light hand. This is a matte shade, and it is really, really, really nice. These colors blend really well, in case you were wondering. I'm using such a soft application right now. I'm really just touching those shadows. I am not like really like dipping my brush hard. I'm literally just pressing the shadow, and they are fairly pigmented, and I'm just buffing that in. All right, so I've applied the enhanced shade. I'm now gonna go into shade number 3, which is gonna be this matte shade right here, which is like a taupey pinky brown. And this is to smoke, so I'm gonna concentrate this color on the outer corner of my lids. And I'm gonna press it first, just to make sure that I get all that color on the lid. And then I'm going to just spread it out and blend it in. Let me get closer to you guys so you can see. And then I'm gonna drag it in. Whatever's left over, I'm just gonna drag it in. And then I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. I'm gonna just press that color into the outer corner. Let me readjust myself in my chair. And then I'm just gonna drag, really just blend it first and concentrate that color on the outside, and then whatever is left over, I like to bring up and into the crease, kind of create that ombre effect. Okay, we've now applied the 3rd shade. Now for the last shade, this is a very like, what it looks like to me is like a Super Shock shadow. This is number 4, and this one is the Pop shadow. So I'm gonna use my finger to apply this, and I'm gonna apply that to the center of the lid. I tend to find that with these pop shades, like these very glittery shades, it's just way better to use your finger. However, the texture of this is not what I was expecting. It's actually, for being such a sparkly shade, it's very smooth. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a brush, and let me see if I can find something a little flat. Okay, so I'm gonna use my Bare Minerals Wet and Dry Shadow Brush. This is a flat brush. And I'm gonna use this to apply that sparkly shade. See if this works better. And again, I'm just concentrating that on the center of the lid. And it definitely applies way better with a brush than it does on your finger. If you want this to be even more intense, you can use MAC Studio Fix with this shade. All right, I'm gonna drag the rest of it just inward and fill in the gaps so it creates kind of like that diffused look. All right, so this is the final look of the eyeshadow quad. I'm gonna go in with the base color brush, and that was the prime shade. I'm gonna go back into the prime shade and I'm gonna highlight my brow bone with that color. And I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. All right. Next, I'm going to go ahead and apply my eyeliner in the Chanel Long Lasting Eyeliner Matte Taupe, some Gimme Brow from Benefit, and some Chanel Mascara Le Volume de Chanel in Ten Noir off camera, and then I will come back to you and we will do lips and complete the look. Okay, I have applied mascara, my brow gel, and my eyeliner. I applied eyeliner on the top lashes only, all the way, very, very close, very subtle. This is like a dark brown color because I felt like it was gonna be way softer and nicer for this like very romantic pink look. And I did it off camera because otherwise this video would be like 48 years long. So we still have to get into my overall thoughts and first impressions. So next, we're gonna do lips. So I'm gonna go in with the Lip Cheat lip liner in Pillow Talk. And people rave about this, so we'll see how good it is. Now this is me using a light hand and it glides nicely. There's no tugging, as you can see. And it's nice. It's a nice shade. I apply my lip liner really slow because I'm always afraid of messing up. So, right, I've applied the lip liner. This is what it looks like. And now I'm gonna go in with the Pillow Talk lipstick. This is a matte shade. So, we're about to find out what all the fuss is all about. Okay, already I'm just gonna let you know there is no difference between the lip liner and the lipstick. They are quite literally almost the exact same shade, if not the same shade. Is that a good thing? Yes, I like that. Because as you're putting on the lipstick, it's actually blending into the lip liner. Okay. The formula of this lipstick is really nice. It's very creamy. It glides on like really easily for being a matte lipstick. It's definitely a look that you can use for every day. I do like the way that she tells you exactly what to do with the colors, because I feel like it's foolproof for people who are not like into makeup. So it's good that you have like a nice detailed easy instruction, and they look at this palette and they don't have to think. They can create a beautiful look just following those easy like four steps. But if you do like makeup and you don't like the Charlotte Tilbury way of applying the eyeshadows, then do your own thing. Like for me, honestly, when I first got this quad and the first time I saw it, I was like, oh, I'm gonna do 2 looks out of this. I can do these 2 and these 2, and that quad will totally last me like 2 months. Or I can just create the Charlotte Tilbury look. I'm not gonna lie, the look is really, really, really pretty. And I'm gonna go ahead and close my eyes so that you guys can see what I did here. It's really nice. I don't know if the light is picking up like that pretty like pop of color, shimmery golden shade. But I like it. It's a everyday look. I feel like it complements so many skin tones, you know? And the formula is really nice. Like the colors blended out really well, you know? And I didn't have to, like, I literally was like lightly tapping my brush into them. I didn't get a lot of kick up, as you can see. Not even with, well, this shade gave me the most kick up, but it wasn't what I was expecting. Like I was expecting a lot of kick up, because that's what usually happens with like those really like sparkly shades. I didn't get that with this. Packaging is really nice. The price point of these products are way high up there. Like this is definitely a luxury, like I consider this a luxury purchase, luxury brand product, because this quad is $53. I'm just saying, like that's a lot of money for 4 colors. But yeah, you get 4 beautiful shades, and you get 2 mattes, 1 satin, and 1 glittery shade. I really, really like that. Let's talk about the lip liner and the lipstick. For being a matte lipstick, this was really, really soft. Like the way that it glided on my lips is softer than any matte lipstick I've used. I always get some tug with matte lipsticks because they are like a dry formula. The lip liner, I have to truly, truly appreciate that these colors are literally the same. I love that, because when you apply the lipstick, it's like blending into each other. Because most of the time I find that the lip liner tends to be a smidgen darker than the lipstick. Not in this case. I truly, truly appreciate that. Really like that combo. Next, let's talk about the Cheek to Chic blush. All right, so this is a really, really pretty shade. It definitely goes with the theme of the Pillow Talk. I have it on my cheeks right now. It's very subtle and I like it. I like the color, but I really don't like the enhancing. I don't know if the camera is picking that up, but there is this very slight, like shimmery effect to it. And right now it looks really good, but in a couple of hours, it's gonna make my face, like my face is gonna get greasy, and it's like gonna really enhance like the oil and my pores. That's why I usually stay away from like shimmery blushes, you know. I tend to stick to matte blushes because for my skin tone, it just works so much better. But if you like shimmery, like kind of like illuminating blushes, then you're gonna really like this. The formula is really nice. So what I think I'm gonna do with this is I'm gonna take, I wonder if I have it here so I can show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, so maybe you guys have this at home. If you guys have the Real Techniques contour brush, this is small enough to be able to pick up the blush products from the outside of the palette. And although it has an illuminating effect, it's gonna be a lot less illuminating than mixing those two colors together. And then I would use a Real Techniques setting brush, which is the one that I used for my highlight, just to be able to get into that center shade and use that shade as my highlight shade. So that's another option, and that's how I will be using this, you know, from now on when I pick up this blush. But yeah, I really like the formula. It's very nice. It's very subtle. Oh my gosh, I don't know what just happened. Sorry. Yeah, so I like that. Next, this is not part of the Pillow Talk collection, but I'm just gonna mention it because I did use it, and so I've never used it before. But her Film Star Bronze and Glow Face Sculpt and Highlight Palette, the packaging is super pretty. And this is like the same packaging that her new 12 pan Pillow Talk eyeshadow quad is coming in. This is not magnetic, but I think that her eyeshadow palette is magnetic. And you get these two colors in here. The bronzer and highlight in this is totally up my alley. I understand why people rave about this and they continue to purchase it over and over again. It's a really, I'm sorry about that. It's a really pretty tone. It's cool toned, and I feel like when I apply it, it's not like super strong. And I feel like that's my problem when I buy bronzers, is that even if I go in with a light hand, they are so dark, and that doesn't work for my skin tone, because I like for it to be there but not be there. I like that subtle look. I like that sort of diffuse look where it just looks natural. Those are the looks that I go for. I very rarely do I ever do like really glam looks unless I'm going to like a wedding or something, you know? Because it's just, I'd rather glam it up with my lips, just because there's a lot of surface area to cover, than do like really heavy makeup. Also too, I sweat a lot, and I sweat easily, so those really high glam looks like makes me feel icky like after 2 hours into a party, where I literally just want to scrape the mask of lipstick, I mean of makeup off of my face. And so that's why I tend to steer away from those kind of looks, and I don't do those kind of looks on my channel, because it's not something that I actually like wear in real life. Anyways, I digress. This is a really pretty bronzer. I really like this. This also comes in another shade for deeper skin tones, where the bronzer is a deeper shade and the highlight is like a peachy sort of like highlight. So there is another color scheme to that. I really like this collection. That's like my final thoughts. I really like it. I completely understand why people went crazy over this collection. It is so beautiful. It complements you so well. I did purchase her 12 pan palette along with her holiday palette, the gorgeous glowing Insta palette, something, I think that's what it's called. I'll be doing a video on that as well. It hasn't arrived in the mail, but I did pick that up. And so let's get into like the value of this really quick. So can you find these colors in any palette? Absolutely. Yes, you can. I'm not even gonna lie to you. You can. However, do I want to go through 4 palettes and have 4 palettes or 3 palettes open on my vanity just to be able to achieve this look? Not really. Like, that's not convenient for me. Now, if you have a nude palette and you have these colors, which I'm sure that you do, Okay, these are not colors that are impossible to find. And you really only have to pull out maybe one palette or maybe two, because I have these shades in several different palettes, but I don't have them all in one palette. So if you have them in one palette, then $53, I mean, I get it. Like, I totally get it. But yeah, this is a luxury purchase. Obviously, the price tag is way up there. If you're trying to get a little bit of more bang for your buck, I would wait until Sephora has one of their sales, and then you could just purchase this stuff. And you can do it how I did it. Like, guys, I did not purchase all this stuff at once. You guys know this is a small channel. I don't get PR. I buy all of my stuff myself. I bought this stuff little by little. Like, I only purchased this during one of the Sephora sales. And then I went ahead and I purchased, this whole thing came in a kit. Like on the Charlotte Tilbury website. This whole thing, the lipstick, the lip liner, the blush, and the quad is a set on her site. And so you save money. And you save a little bit. I think it's like 5 or 10%, but still, something is something. Versus having to buy it full price at Sephora. And if it's your first purchase, you get like 10% off. So really, you'll be saving like 15% off of your order. So where there's a will, there's a way, you know. And you don't have to buy this all at once. Like, you can ask for this collection for your birthday, and maybe somebody can buy you the eyeshadow quad, another person can give you the lipstick, like, you know, you can do it like that. But anyways, yeah, so that's how I bought all this stuff. Anyways, I'm gonna stop rambling. I really love this collection. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Have a great weekend, and see you next time. Bye.